How do you take your speaking business online?
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue. It is something you are.
Listen, if you're not online with your speaking business, then you're in the dinosaur ages. There's really nothing complicated about taking your speaking business from offline and putting it online. It just comes down to commitment. Do you actually want to learn how to do this stuff or not? Everything that you do offline needs to be put online. And I see a lot of very well-known speakers. I mean, I'm talking about well-known speakers who struggle with the online stuff. They have a horrible website, they have horrible landing pages, horrible copywriting, horrible everything, and they struggle. And the reason they don't see this struggle as much is because they already have money in the bank. So it doesn't matter if they get $20 a click. It doesn't matter to them because they're like, oh, I got money in the bank. It doesn't matter, even though that's horrible. And what I see from a lot of these big time guys is their commitment is very low because they've already made the money. They've already established themselves. So when they go online, their commitment is very low. They just assume everyone knows who I am, so everyone's going to sign up to my stuff. And first thing you need to do is you need to obviously start creating videos. And I say videos versus podcasts and writing a blog post because if you're a speaker, then number one, not only should you be practicing speaking all the time, but two, people want to see you speak. They want to see your presence. They don't want to just hear it, and especially just writing a blog post, because just because you write a blog post doesn't mean you're a great speaker. So people want to see you speaking. You can look at my other video that goes into detail about how I make my videos for Speaking Lifestyle, but you want to think in terms of creating videos. Then of course you're going to use a blog, maybe your blog, or you can even just use YouTube really to just upload all this stuff. But you want to practice your ability to create content online, because creating content online is different than you speaking at an event. At an event, you can be more boring and people won't necessarily tune out as much, versus online, if you don't really have that engaging interaction, people will just instantly tune out. I mean, it's a lot harder to engage people online. And when it comes to creating the content, you want to make sure that you have a consistent content schedule. So make sure you're consistently doing this. Then after you've created your content, of course, you're going to do all the email autoresponder stuff, something like Aweber, put all your stuff in there. And you can think in terms of creating an autoresponder or do broadcasts or just both. You don't want to get lazy, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes I don't recommend an autoresponder for speakers, because when you put everything into an autoresponder, you kind of get lazy and you're not necessarily learning new skills, and also think in terms of how your speaking business is going to be set up online. So if you're constantly creating new videos, just like how I do with Speaking Lifestyle, and it's constant, I don't use as many autoresponders because I'm always sending you new videos. So if you're always sending new videos, then it doesn't make sense to have an autoresponder. After you create the content, you set it all up in your email sequence, and you got that down. Now, of course, it's time to get traffic, because there's no point in having great content if nobody sees it. Start advertising your content, start getting people to sign up to the emails and all that stuff. And you want to make sure that you keep track of certain metrics. Keep track of metrics like your traffic, where the best traffic comes from. So maybe it comes from YouTube, maybe from Facebook. Keep track of where the best traffic comes from. Keep track of how much you're spending on each traffic source. So how much are you spending on YouTube, Facebook, and keep track of conversions. So which segment is actually making you the most money? Is Facebook best? Is YouTube the best? Keep track of all that stuff. Keep track of the average order value. So if you have products, you need to make sure that you're actually making money from all this. If you don't have products, then there's nothing wrong with just advertising and just building the audience, because later on down the line you can make money. And that's how Facebook did it. They focused on building the audience first, then they started doing the advertising and started making money from it. So as a speaker, there's nothing wrong with you advertising just to get people to your site, just to send them content. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Really, it comes down to building the audience, and then later on you can sell if you want. And you need to make sure that when you're going online, you create offers that allow you to build that audience. So you create what they call a tripwire offer, to where I give you something as long as you give me the email back. So that's how you sign up to Speaking Lifestyle. So think in terms, if I was a sales speaker, I would say, hey, download this cold call script for your email address. I mean, I wouldn't say for your email address. I would say download the cold call script. But you want to think in terms of what can you give them versus they'll give you the email back. You're going to take your product, you're going to put it online. So I do not recommend shipping your product. Everything is going online. Why would you go back in the dinosaur ages? Everything's going online, live streaming, Netflix status. So learn how to put your products online. I mean, get a website, put the products in MP3 format so people can download, put the products on a video online so people can go through the online course and do it like that. I mean, people want things instantly. Why would you go back to where I can just send you stuff? And I mean, new computers don't even have DVD players. You got to buy a separate thing to put a DVD in. So things are moving away from that. So don't go back to the dinosaur ages. And I know there are guys out there who say like, well, if people pay $2,000 for a program, they got to get this big box and it feels like it's worth $2,000. And I get that, but still, people are looking for the transformation. They don't care about the box. They're looking for the transformation that your product gives them. So put everything online. And when you build this website, you want to make sure that you create a hub for this website. So it can be something like hub.benjybruce.com or shop.benjybruce.com. So you want to create a separate website where it's a hub for all your products. And this way, when people buy a product from you, they can download it from this hub versus you having a million different sites for each product. And it makes it a lot easier for shopping carts like Sam Cart or other shopping carts because they might only let you tag one website to their shopping cart. And when you only have the one website to their shopping cart, you can only deliver it through that one website. So when you create this hub, well, now you can say, oh, here's all my products. When people buy product number one, they go to this website, the same website, the hub, and they can download it. People buy product number two, they can go to that website and download it as well. So create this hub versus if you have two separate websites, three separate websites, well, now you can only hook one of them up to something like Sam Cart. You can only hook one of them up. So you got to now buy Sam Cart again in order to hook the other one up. So make sure you kind of get the infrastructure right as well. And understand that when it comes to putting your speaking business online, everything takes time. So you're not going to have this all set up within a week. I mean, I would be surprised if you could do that within a week, unless you hire someone, and even then, it's still going to take them more than a week. But you understand that it's not going to take, you won't be able to get it done today. Get as much done today as you possibly can, then tomorrow, and just build it online through time. And the way you're going to take your speaking business online is to create new skills. You have to be willing to learn new skills because the skills you're going to need are things like email marketing, copywriting. You're going to need skills like that. And skills when it comes to the video, you're going to speak differently than when you're on video versus when you're in person on stage. So understand that you're going to have to develop new skills. If you're not willing to develop new skills, then just get out of the business. I mean, well, actually, don't even get out because the business is going to force you out anyways. I mean, that's what Innovator's Dilemma is all about. The book Innovator's Dilemma. I recommend you go buy that book. If you're not willing to adjust your speaking business, then you won't make it long as a speaker. So make sure you're willing to take your speaking business online. Make sure you understand everything that needs to go into it. Things like copywriting and little things like that. And start taking your speaking business online.